I'm so happy to welcome to the show Max Baecker. He is the president of American Hartford Gold. I talk about you guys all the time and the great deal you got with the $15,000 in free silver for qualifying offers. I love it. I love it. Max, it's good to have you on the program. We appreciate all your help, all your sponsorship, and educating people about the challenges of inflation, which are still quite real, more real than ever right about now.
That's right. Thank you for having me.
So let's look at gold, because it's been a little bit soft since Donald Trump got the election. And I'm curious about why that is, because I don't think things have changed tremendously. I do think there's some hope, there's some optimism, there's an expectation that the dollar is going to get stronger. Is that stronger dollar what's driving down? And it's not really down, but a little weakness in the price of gold.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's exactly what it is. We're seeing a little bit of optimism right now that maybe there's some sunnier days ahead than what we've experienced the past 4 years. There's also a bit of a relief rally in the dollar because there was maybe an expectation that we wouldn't know who the president would be for weeks, and maybe there'd be chaos. And so you're seeing a bit of that relief rally in the dollar. You're seeing some strength, some optimism. And, we're a week past the election here, and now we're seeing today's kind of the first day where things are starting to calm down a little bit, and we're getting back to normal after the irrational exuberance.
Look, I don't know entirely irrational. I think there was a lot of fear. You hit the nail on the head, because I think people were really worried if we didn't get an answer and this thing dragged out for weeks, that would really be a threat to the integrity of the system, et cetera. So nobody wanted that kind of political battle. We're getting other political battles, right, in other ways, and that'll be, I'm sure, quite entertaining, as long as you can stomach it in the coming weeks and coming months. But back to sort of the intrinsic, fundamental challenges that we have right now. I think that they're structural. I'm hopeful. You know that I'm very, very hopeful about the Trump economy. I think that there's tremendously good things that can come from it, and that we're really at the forefront of so much change, technologically speaking, economically speaking. I mean, this is all good, but it also doesn't change my viewpoint that I need gold personally in my portfolio. And, people have heard me say it before, because I don't know still, where those pitfalls along the way are. So as enthusiastic as I am about the future and all that can be attained, I also am a realist and know that, like Donald Trump, we love him, but, he loves low interest rates. What do low interest rates do? They mean more dollars in circulation. And one of my friends who's quite close to him and one of his economic advisors said to me literally 2 days ago, yeah, Trish, I was just talking to him, President-elect, and he's really excited because the low rates, et cetera. And he said to him, but Mr. President, the rates are really low. And he's like, yes, it's great. It's great. And my friend was sort of trying to temper that understanding of, okay, well, we have to rein in inflation. I think it's the biggest deal there is. And if he wants another 4 or 8 years for JD in the future, you got to get inflation under control. And if he doesn't, we want gold.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Inflation is a big story. That's a big reason why voters wanted, Donald Trump back in office. They felt the pain over the past 4 years, didn't want more of that. But Trump's got a plan. He wants the economy to boom. And with all the debt created over the past 4 years, all the debt created since COVID, it's going to be a tough path to navigate. I think we can get it done, but there's going to be a little pain involved, I think, to get where we want to be as a nation with our economy. I do think 3-4 years down the road, we're going to have a very healthy, economy where we want to be. We'll start to take action. But with the mess we've made with our debt over the past 4 years, it's going to be like turning an aircraft carrier around. It's going to take time to get us right back on the right path. It's going to take us a big effort. The Fed's going to have to thread the needle. Donald Trump's going to have to thread the needle. And so certainly it's a daunting task, but it can be done. But there's going to be a lot of money printed with some of these plans. There's going to be tariffs that are going to be put in place because Trump wants these nations to pay their fair share. And, with the booming economy, along with it, we are going to get a little bit of inflation, and we're going to have some pain with the dollar.
What do you think about emerging markets overall and their preference for getting away from the dollar? And you just look at the numbers. They're buying gold in record amounts. And I would anticipate that actually we're going to see more of that in the future. Is this another sort of demand or drive driver of the growth in the gold price?
Yeah, in the first 6 months of this year, more gold was bought by other nations than any time in history. They are trying to get away from the dollar. They don't want the dollar hegemony kind of, over their heads. And they felt that pressure. And certainly we've used the dollar to control their nations, and they're aware of that. You look at what BRICS is doing, the BRICS nations trying to break off and do their own thing, trade in their own currencies. So certainly dollars falling out of favor with some nations that want to do things their way and be a little bit more independent. And, over time, you're going to see that will hurt the dollar, unfortunately.
But as the dollar weakens, gold strengthens. And I guess that's where, we're coming full circle. And when I look at gold as an investment, I look at it as a hedge. I'm not putting all my money in gold, but I'm also not putting all my money in Bitcoin, and I'm not putting all my money in tech stocks, right? Or Nvidia or what have you. I think, part of being a smart investor is being well diversified and being able to kind of weather the ups and downs. And this is one of those tools. I mean, look, it's been a phenomenal year for gold, right? The numbers are just incredible. And when you see that upside, you're like, wow, am I going to keep getting this? And, I'll ask you, I caution people because I say, listen, it had a terrific run in the past year. Can you continue to get that? Look, I'm happy if it's keeping pace with inflation, maybe a little bit above inflation, because then I know I'm protecting the purchasing power of my US dollar. So one day, if I ever retire, which I probably never will, because, I, for some reason, find this fun. And I read books about central bank policy in my spare time too. So there you go. But if I were to retire and you don't have any income coming in, other than you're living off your investments, you want to make sure that those dollars that you are saving up, Max, are worth the same amount in the future. Does gold do that?
That's exactly what it does. Since 2020, gold is up 80% and the dollar is down 30%. So you kind of see how it acts as that hedge there. So we've seen some big moves in gold. We've seen some big moves in the dollar going in opposite directions. And that may continue for some time, just because you look at our deficit. We're running a $2 trillion deficit each year. We're paying $1 trillion on interest each year. And so the money printing has to continue just to operate the country, our day to day. And so it's one of those things where assets are going to continue to go up in value. That's why you saw gold rally the way that it has over the past 4 years. That's why you've seen Bitcoin rally recently. People are wanting to move into assets right now.
No, I get it. And assets, you don't have to maybe maintain as much, right? Because you can at least go online and look at your gold holdings. Some people like to keep it in their home or in their bunker, and I get that too. But you can go online and, I know you guys look after it for people. One of the other great things, and we should just quickly touch on silver, because you do have this tremendous offer, and I just want to flag it for everyone. You can actually get up to $15,000 right now with code word Trish, if you go to, actually, I love this URL. It's Trish Loves Gold. You don't even need a code word. You just go to Trish Loves Gold. Trish does love gold. TrishLovesGold.com, and you can get more information on how to get that offer. But I think it's worth citing, especially because silver also has been a beneficiary, I think, of this upside in gold. One other way people can get it, they can text my name, Trish. If you're watching this, to 65532, text Trish, Trish, to 65532. 1-844-495-1115 is the number. And this is for an opportunity to get up to $15,000 in free silver for qualifying offers with Max and his friends, the good folks over at American Hartford Gold. But what is it that you think silver offers? I kind of see it as a more usable precious metal, if you would, rather than gold. Gold being the store of value, silver being the thing that actually has some utility as well.
You absolutely nailed it. Gold is money. Silver has a lot of utility, and as the economy booms, you're going to get both those factors. You're going to get it as an inflation hedge, and then you're going to get a lot of industry eating up that silver. I still feel, last time Donald Trump was in office, silver was up 57%. Silver has been rallying hard the last 12 months. It's up about 48% in the last 12 months. It's going to continue to rally just because it's undervalued compared to gold right now. And I think as you see that dollar maybe pull back from its current rally, silver will be the big beneficiary of that.
Well, really, really neat stuff. We thank you for your sponsorship. We thank you for all you're doing to educate people. I know that if you go to Trish Loves Gold, you can get a guide to investing in gold as well. So all really important to understand at this moment in time. Max Baecker, thank you so much. It is wonderful to see you again.
Likewise, Trish. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Great to have him on the show. Just a reminder, everybody, you can go over there. Text Trish, my name, to 65532. You can call him at 1-844-495-1115, up to $15,000 worth of free silver for qualifying offers right now. If you use my name, if you mention the show, all that good stuff.